Today I wanted to take a minute and do a take two on my previous video, How to Witness to an Atheist. So I made my previous video, How to Witness to an Atheist, based on teaching Christians how to witness to atheists. And that was kind of the whole point. I want to equip Christians to go have conversations because honestly I think many Christians want to talk to their atheist friends about God, but they're really not sure how to do it. So I wanted to equip those people. However, that is not the spirit in which the video was received. In fact, what happened is this video got a ton of comments from atheists who found me to be a condescending jerk. They didn't like it. In fact, there was one faulty assumption, which is I think every atheist watching the video thought I was talking to them. And I wasn't, because I was talking to Christians, but that's okay. And I've had some really cool conversations come out of that. I've got to have a great interview with Godless Engineer on his channel, talking about that after he made a video where he actually gave me a quote, which is why I'm wearing this shirt, which said, he called me a ZZ Top version of Ray Comfort, which I took as the best compliment I think I could ever receive. But anyway, I got to have a conversation with him and some other people on their podcasts, but today I wanted to do take two on how to witness to an atheist. And atheists, if you're watching, this is for you. And so I want to start off and say I'm sorry that you misunderstood the last video. And I know that sounds like gaslighting a little bit, but really, I didn't mean it to come off that way. That was not the point. And there's a couple problems when you deal with this topic. And so if I could speak directly to an atheist and understand the Christian viewpoint, I believe that God is almost impossible to miss. And the Bible backs me up on that. Like Psalm 14:1. And these are God's word. Now, I'm going to read the mail. I'm not going to write the mail. I want you to understand where I'm coming from. Psalm 14:1 says, "The fool says in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They do abominable deeds. There is no one who does good." And you're like, yikes, Joe, that's really harsh. I understand that. But there's a reason for this. 1 Corinthians 2:14 puts it this way. The natural person, that would be a non-believer, does not accept the things of the Spirit of God, for they are folly to him, and he is not able to understand them because they are spiritually discerned. Now, I believe that anyone who denies the existence of God is what the Bible calls lost and in need of the saving power of Christ. And so you might say, well, Joe, you're just a horrible guy. Listen to you. You just called us fools. You said we couldn't understand. No, the Bible said that. Joe didn't say that. But I do believe what the Bible said. Here is what I think. I think if you deny the existence of God, you are in danger of eternal hellfire. I believe that because you have rejected the God of this universe, that you are going to spend your eternity suffering. And if that is going to happen to you, I do not want you to think that I skipped out on you. I didn't warn you. I didn't tell you. I want you to know that there are Christians out there that take it seriously. And even though atheists, and you can look through the comments on my video, most of the atheists were pretty derogatory and pretty rough and maybe even kind of hateful sometimes, even though that is quite possibly the broadest reaction to this video. People are going to think that I'm a terrible guy and that I'm arrogant, I'm a condescending. The whole point is, I love you even though you hate me, and I don't want to see you go to hell. What I want for you is the same thing that God has given me, which is salvation. And there's no merit of mine. See, remember, I'm Reformed. I believe that my salvation is based in who God is and not what I've done. I don't think that I earned my salvation. I don't think that I picked God and figured it out and you didn't. No, I think God in His mercy and grace saved me when I was spiritually dead, and I want to see the same thing to happen to you. And so I would share the same message with you that John the Baptist or Jesus would, which is repent and you must be born again. This is an important thing. Paul in his letter to the church in Colossae, in chapter 2, verse 8, he says this, "See to it that no one takes you captive by philosophy and empty deceit, according to human tradition, according to the elemental spirits of the world, and not according to Christ." I believe you're actually held captive. I believe that you are trapped, and you can't believe anything than what you believe unless God does a work of grace. And the means by which God draws people to Himself is through the preaching of the gospel, through the faithful witness of Christians. And so it's my goal to be a faithful witness and call you to Christ and hope and pray that God will use that to change your heart, to take away a heart of stone, to give you a heart of flesh, and help you understand your need for Christ and your needs for salvation. Now, I know the broadest reaction to this video is that I've just made atheists even more mad. And I'm sorry about that. And I would love to talk to you in person. And so before you leave comments, feel free to reach out and talk to me about how we could have this discussion. I've had some other great discussions. I can do that, and I can respect your opinion and your intellect and where you're at, and I would love to discuss these ideas. But I think the good news of the gospel is too good not to share, even when people hate you for it. So here's take two on how to witness to an atheist. This is for the atheists, and I want you to know that I love you, and you need salvation the same way I need salvation, and I hope that you can find Jesus through the preaching of the gospel.